The night the pregnancy test came back positive, my husband was summoned upstairs by the woman who had lived in his heart since childhood. Her gas detector was shrieking and she was terrified. The moment he left, our own house filled with leaking gas. Flames exploded, the front door was locked tight. I stared at the intimate selfie his white moonlight had just WhatsApped me, same silver diamond necklace around her throat as the one in my birthday gift, and shredded my fingernails, snapped my leg bone, before I could crawl out. Only to watch my husband hurry past me, cradling that woman in his arms, never once looking back. A week later, when he asked me to hand her my slot in the national competition, I filed for divorce. May the bitch and the dog live happily ever after. Baby pickup, dash, the obnoxious ringtone sliced through the silence. I watched him answer, already heading for the door. Babe, I can't do dinner. This is your birthday present, have to run. Casey's alarm just went off, she's alone and scared. He left without changing, muttering the ringtone was too loud, that I should text if I needed him, just like the last time I was hospitalized alone. I was still clutching the pregnancy test report I'd picked up that morning, 12 weeks. Casey had recently moved back home, conveniently buying the condo directly above ours. Another message popped up, a selfie of her curled against Hunter, silver necklace glinting. Taylor, Emery probably won't make it home tonight. Sorry, had no idea it's your birthday. I balled the report, tossed it in the trash, and decided to celebrate by myself. The instant the lighter clicked, fire whooshed through the living room. I speed-dialed him, choking, begging him to come back. Sophia, stop the drama. I get that you're jealous, but Casey might have a gas leak, people could die, understood? He hung up before I could speak, smoke thickened, the door wouldn't budge. He'd taken my key, his spare was in Casey's purse. I pounded until my palms bled, smoke flooding my lungs, the hallway void of any answer. Vision blurring, all I saw were flames. I knotted bedsheets, crawled to the 4th-floor balcony, and jumped. A clean crack, my left leg went numb. He hurried past with Casey in his arms, never slowing. Sirens wailed, ambulance and fire truck, and his voice cracked with urgency as he grabbed the paramedic. Doctor, check her first, she's frail, any gas exposure could kill her. A nurse spotted me, helped me up. Only one stretcher. Finally he glanced my way, eyes flicking aside, shielding Casey. Sweetheart, you okay? Can you let her have the ride? You know she's asthmatic, you're stronger. The doctor, not I, made the call. As they loaded me, the blame in his eyes froze my heart. Diagnosis, moderate carbon monoxide poisoning, left tibia fractured. I had started ballet at 6, 20 years later the stage was gone. I texted from the bed, Hunter, we're done. Hours later, no reply. I smirked, powered off the phone, and lobbed it out the window in a perfect arc splash, dead center in the fountain. Cast set, I went home to pack. Casey opened the door, blinked, then beamed. Taylor. Where've you been? Emery and I were so worried. She ignored the plaster on my leg, tugged me inside. There stood my husband of 5 years, sautéing vegetables, something he swore he despised, something he'd never done for me. She parked me on a chair and offered water like I was company. Stella, who's here? His gentle smile iced over at the sight of me. Back already? Grow up. Sit. Eat. Spare us the hysterics. He slid a bowl toward me as charity, then laughed with her. By the way, your legs busted, you'll miss nationals. Give the slot to Stella. He knew how hard I'd fought, 6 months of 3-hour nights, every spare second in the studio. The wedding band slipped off without a snag. Hunter, we're finished. If you missed the text, let me say it to your face. Furious, he threw me out. I limped to Leo's, Mom met me at the door. We women all endure this. As long as you're Emery's legal wife, no outsider can touch you. Once I'd rejoiced that Leo and I had married siblings built-in backup. Now he lectured me, singing Emery's praises, urging me to apologize, never mentioning Casey. Sis, your job is to give Hunter a son. Once you're pregnant, 100 cases won't matter. Don't be stupid. Divorce just hands the tramp a victory. What happens to me and Haley if you leave? To them I was hysterical, only I knew I was finally sane. Mom, Leo, I won't force you to my side, but please don't stand in my way. I refused to remain the ornamental vase Hunter polished for show. I wanted to be myself. The minute before my abortion appointment, Hunter walked into the clinic escorting Casey. Chapter 4. He frowned at me. What are you doing here? Then what are you doing here? You still haven't signed the divorce papers, husband. Maybe he finally sensed how serious this was. His voice softened and he reached for my hand, ready to make peace. Stop this, okay? Tell me what you want and it's yours. Come home. No. That isn't my home, it's yours. He tried to step closer, but a milky white hand caught him from behind, delicate, coquettish. Emery, my chest hurts. With that single sentence she pulled my husband back to her side. I was too tired to fight anymore. I mouthed to him, take her. She's yours. You're welcome. I turned and walked into the operating room, not hesitating for a second. Casey claimed she had asthma, yet she never refused the bouquets my husband bought her. Hunter said she was frail, but if her health were truly that bad, how could she enter the national competition? I stayed in the hospital for days, he never came once. So be it. 5 years of love deserved an ending. I left with nothing and headed straight for Inner Mongolia. Davis had long urged me to teach dance at a public school on the grassland. I'd kept hesitating. Now there was nothing left to weigh me. Only after I left did I hear from Leo that Hunter lost his mind searching for me, begging me to come back. Chapter 5. An endless grassland rolled out before me, in the distance a few sheep and cattle grazed. The wind slid across my face, reckless and sweet. Then an uninvited guest shattered the moment's calm. When Hunter strode toward me, furious, all I felt was peace. Sophia, you were pregnant. Why didn't you tell me? How long were you planning to hide it? Who gave you the right to abort our child without asking me? I frowned, impatience flaring. We're nothing to each other now. What I choose to do is my business. He seized my hand and yanked me around to face him, eyes blazing. Sophia, I was wrong. Forgive me. If I'd known about the baby, I would have come home. Come back with me. I can't live without you. He actually knelt in front of me, begging for forgiveness. It's too late. I gave you chance after chance, and every time you chose someone else. This time I'm the one letting go. Back then, I'd shamelessly chased the aloof senior until the lapdog junior wore him down and I rose to girlfriend status, but loving him had simply exhausted me. Hunter, let me go. You don't love me. After we divorce you can be with her, wouldn't that be better? Panicking, he clutched me tight, locking me in his arms, voice shaking. There has to be a way to fix this, right? I never thought it would end like this. I only see Stella as a little sister who needs looking after. I don't love her, I love you. The wind was cold, his embrace burning, my heart barely rippled. From the distance a tall Mongolian herder approached, voice rough. Sophia, want me to peel him off? Chapter 6. Big Brother Tuli, I'd appreciate it. The sturdy herdsman flicked his wrist and peeled Hunter away like old gum. No trouble. Want me to stick around? Guy looks like bad news. I waved him off. Hunter still had his pride, I just hadn't figured on how much. He stayed the entire 3 months mosquito-bitten, short on food, no convenient transport, yet the pampered city boy never uttered a complaint. In the end I simply pretended he didn't exist. Sophia, you're lame already and still running off to the step, planning to lean on that crutch forever? The man scolding me, half reproach, half worry, was my high school desk mate and best friend, Wesley, now Eastbrook's top orthopedic surgeon. Heaven knows what impulse made him beg for leave and insist on nursing me. Like the wad of gum glowering from the corner, only the happier Wesley smiled. The darker Hunter's scowl became, though, amazingly, Hunter swallowed every flare of temper. I still remember the first time I met Wesley, a rainy afternoon, classes just over, the downpour refusing to stop. I was dashing toward the cafeteria when he appeared, pressing a blue umbrella into my hand before sprinting off through the rain himself. The clean scent of pine on him felt like a scene straight out of a rom-com. After that, I fell in love with rainy days and he became my first love. The memory shattered when my phone shrilled. "Sis, come home, something's happened to Mom." Chapter 7 will take my jet. "I'm coming with you. Your mom will pull through." The two men blurted the offers at once, then glared at each other like drawn blades. "My mother is none of your concern, Wong." "President Sterling, who can predict the future?" Their bickering droned on until I snapped, "Both of you shut up." "Hunter, you're flying." "Honey, she's our mom, no thanks needed." "Sophia, which hospital?" "I know everyone in Eastbrook." We raced overnight to First People's Hospital, Eastbrook. I refused even a bathroom break. I had to reach Mom now. Leo stood outside the ward, haggard and hollow. "How is she?" "Doctors say she needs a marrow transplant." "I got tested, I am not a match." He buried his face in his hands, grief radiating from every pore. "It's okay, there's still me. We'll pay whatever it takes, sell everything if we have to." But my test came back negative too. At the darkest moment Wesley said he'd found a compatible donor, yet when I rushed over, I found Casey and a guilt-ridden Hunter. Chapter 8 What are you two doing here? Casey demanded. My dear husband couldn't even look at me. With the divorce cooling off period and his refusal to sign the papers, we were still legally married. "Sterling, I'm so sorry. Blame me if you must." A spike of pain shot through my skull, my voice shook. What do you mean?" "Sterling, let me have this transplant match." "Huh?" That was the moment Hunter finally stepped forward, planting himself in front of Casey, head lowered, voice dripping with remorse. "Sweetheart, Stella's sick, she needs this now. Let her have it and we'll find another. Mom can wait a few more days." Did he really think a couple of sentences would make me fold like my competition slot, the puppy I adored, the dress I'd fallen for, even the man I loved? But this time she was stealing my mother's life. "Hunter, you're the one who owes her, not me. Pay your own debt." "Babe, don't be unreasonable. I already promised I'll secure the next match for Mom. What more do you want?" His words sounded perfect, but Mom wasn't lucky enough to see that day. At her funeral Casey found me. "Taylor, you still don't get it, do you? The compatible donor was Emery all along. He was scared, so I kindly took care of it for him." Chapter 9 Taylor, don't blame me. Emery is my only shot, I have to grab it. I'm done being poor. He keeps saying he'll look after me forever, but he won't marry me. I refuse to be his mistress for life. So I had to come at you. I looked her over, head to toe couture, diamonds flashing at throat and wrist. Smiling, I said, "No wonder your taste's so unique, you specialize in second-hand cast-offs." "Not just men, either, from head to toe you're wearing the junk I already tossed. You and Hunter had better pray you sleep soundly, because starting tonight your doomsday has arrived." Casey fled in panic. I watched her stumbling figure for a long moment. "Leo, did you catch all that?" "Every word. If I don't bring the Sterling Empire down, I don't deserve to call myself Mom's son." Before Mom fell ill, Leo had been divorcing Hunter's sister, Haley. He walked in to find her in bed with another man. The kid he'd raised turned out not to be his. When Mom tried to mediate, Haley shoved her. The fall sent Mom to the hospital where the leukemia was discovered. I filed for divorce the same day, slamming Hunter with proof of adultery. Meanwhile Leo handed prosecutors evidence of Sterling's tax evasion, fraud, and product switching, then bankrolled an online army to amplify every detail. With 100,000 livestream cameras on me, the harder I cried the faster Sterling's stock plummeted. At last Hunter cracked. At midnight he showed up sobbing, begging forgiveness. I slapped the donor compatibility report, his and Mom's, across his face. He stared, speechless. "Sweetheart, let me explain. I had reasons. Give me one more chance and I'll make it right. I already gave you one. You blew it. It's not too late, they'll sign the walkaway divorce and I'll let you off the hook. Moonlight spilled across his pleading, indecisive face. Funny how the most terrifying thing in the world is a spotlight suddenly showing your once perfect first love has rotted from the inside. I pulled out photos my private eye had shot, Hunter with several executives leaving a brothel. Where did you get those? The mask dropped, he lunged, grabbed my collar. I caught the glint of a lens in the bushes and didn't fight back. A brutal slap, rope-thick veins in his forearm. I didn't have to act, I just let reality speak. 2 teeth flew, blood filled my mouth. Come out now or he's going to beat me to death. Chapter 10. Tough to judge the disability. Grade 3 years or 5, what do you think? Hunter froze, released me, stumbled backward. You two ganged up on me? Sophia, you're my wife, we're on the same side. If I fall, what good does it do you? I dusted myself off, spat blood, took a slow breath. Not after tomorrow. Your little performance just streamed live. Aggravated assault resulting in injury. How many years will the judge give you? He tried the same trick again, but Wesley blocked him, phone camera inches from his face. President Sterling, say hello to the nation, they're all ears. Folks, smash those hearts. 1 vote each and the scumbath is behind bars by tomorrow. The court ordered Hunter a walkaway divorce plus 3 years for aggravated assault. While he sat inside, Leo quietly scooped up Sterling shares and became majority holder. Within a year the Sterling empire had a new nameplate, ours. I heard Hunter cried and screamed for me every night in prison, so I paid him a visit, gift in hand. Chapter 11. Across the glass sat a stripped of glory Hunter, just another halfway handsome middle-aged man in here, fresh meat. I lifted the handset, his eyes lit as he snatched his. Sophia, I knew you'd come. Get me out, please. You have no idea what these animals do to me. Another day and I'll lose my mind. Words tumbled out hysterical, terrified while his free hand clawed at the barrier. I know. Sophia, I'm sorry really. You don't understand what they've done to me. I watched, savoring every ounce of the despair that once devoured me. When I'd drunk my fill, I smiled. Of course I know. I arranged it. Impressed? Silent laughter scraped my throat. He froze, mouth gaping, but the real present was still wrapped. A ruined first love is no fun alone. From my bag I drew photos I'd taken a few days earlier. Casey had invited me to her wedding. Naturally I attended. The groom, a 70-something tycoon who dripped urine whenever he spoke. Each shot I found in front of Hunter was a masterpiece. He pressed his face to the glass, bloodshot eyes unblinking, cheeks crimson, voice a rasp. Stella, she was forced, right? Not at all. She volunteered. Chapter 12. Before he could finish, he suddenly coughed up a mouthful of blood, collapsed, and was carried off by the guards for emergency care. When I walked out through the prison gate, I drew a long breath. The fight had lasted half a year, but I had won not only for Mom, but for myself. A stray willow branch slapped against me, making my nose itch. Wesley, don't you think a famous surgeon like you has a little too much free time? Backlit by the sun, I couldn't see his face, only felt its warmth. Leo was still waiting beside the car. May I ask what the newly minted rich lady in front of me plans to do next? I took the sunglasses he offered, flung my bag at him. What exactly do you mean by that? He followed a step behind, neither too close nor too far, matching my slow pace. After the cast came off my left leg, walking was awkward, I could only shuffle along. Of course it's because I quit. I'm wondering if there's any position here that could support an idle man like me. I stopped, turned, and stared, brows knit. Wesley, are you out of your mind? You resigned just like that? Didn't you tell me last month you were about to make department chief? I suddenly wanted a different life, a different role, say, boyfriend to Taylor. Is that job still open? He took one sudden step closer, looked down at me, utterly serious, no trace of a joke. That position isn't currently available. If I ever change my mind, well, I may decide I never want to marry again. Are you going to wait forever? A lifetime isn't that long. Why not? Just keep me in the running. Without waiting for an answer, he hopped away. Once again I couldn't tell whether he was earnest or kidding. I ducked my head in a small laugh, shook off the sudden swirl of feeling, and turned away. Wait up. Didn't we agree on hot pot later? At last I was myself again, belonging to no one but me. Chapter 13. I filed my application to be a volunteer teacher in Inner Mongolia. 5 years away from the city should be enough. I've always loved children. My original plan was to have a baby of my own right after the national, but after everything that happened I refused to let a child grow up in a loveless home. I was raised by a single mother. Mom had to look after Leo and me, and it was brutal. I tried to be good so she wouldn't worry, yet I still felt helpless, nothing more than a burden. I kept thinking how much easier her life would have been without me, no pre-dawn shifts, no late-night odd jobs, and when her children were finally grown she might have enjoyed life instead of discovering the leukemia too late to turn back. So even if it's only a little, I never want a child of mine to feel she's my burden. She deserves a home full of love and harmony. As long as she's happy, I'd cherish her even if she weren't my own. With the money from the walkaway divorce I founded the Spring to help poor girls who can't afford school, to lift them out of their birth families and into free, bright futures. The day before I left Eastbrook for the grasslands, I visited Mom's grave and ran into a familiar face, Casey. Fresh daisies still beaded with water in her hand, she stood before the headstone in a black dress. What are you doing here? Her tone was flat. She laid the flowers and looked at me. Do you know, Taylor, I really envy you. I never even saw my mother's face. She died giving birth to me, bled out for the sterling matron. She gazed through me, or past me. I noticed the red at the corners of her eyes, the price tag still dangling from her bag. Hunter and I were born only days apart. My mother died saving his, my father died saving his. Only I was left, fed on scraps of their charity. But why should I accept that? I wasn't willing. You're stronger than me. Now I've got nothing. The old man's dead, the estate went to his son, and I was thrown out. Tell me, did I do anything wrong? Her voice stayed level, even at the final question. I don't know. I'm not qualified to judge your life, just as I won't help you. For the first time she smiled, brilliant yet rotten, as if she might wilt the next second but was still blooming. We might meet again, but for now I'm off to my place of exile with a little tail I can't seem to shake. Chapter 14. Seeing Wesley in the seat beside me, I pressed my temples, pretending not to notice. He wouldn't have it, putting on the fakest astonished face imaginable. What a coincidence, we're on the same flight. Must be fate, huh? I ground my teeth, fists clenched. You sure about that? He spread his hands in mock innocence. What can you do to me? If the plane hadn't taken off, I'd have rapped his knuckles until he recalled the miseries I inflicted back in high school. I reclined my seat, closed my eyes, decided to ignore him. Let's see how he liked that. Before long my seat began jolting, as if someone were kicking it, my irritation skyrocketing. I yanked up my eye mask and glared at Wesley, but he got in first. This time it really isn't me. He jerked his chin toward the row behind with a look that said, enjoy the show. There I saw a middle-aged man, shoes and socks off, big bare feet propped against my seatback, not only parked there but bouncing his legs so hard my chair was turning into a massage seat. Sir, could you put your feet back, please? You're disturbing me. I paid for my ticket. Got a problem with that? I pressed the call button for a flight attendant, but no one came. Several passed by, speeding up as they neared, till I realized no one was going to stop. The man's smug grin seemed to say, what exactly can you do to me? While he kept drumming my seat back with his feet like some jerry-rigged massage chair, I lifted the first of the 10 cups of hot coffee I'd just asked the flight attendant for and poured the entire scalding contents straight onto those reeking bare soles. So, have you learned manners yet? Chapter 15. Ain't you psycho? Can't you talk like a normal person? Is anyone on this plane going to do something? She just assaulted a passenger. He sprang up, shrieking loud enough for the cockpit to hear, while frantically yanking on socks and shoes. I raised my cup in a lazy toast, took a sip, and said, "Pretty hot, isn't it?" "You little bitch, you're finished. I'll make you regret this." "Wanna sleep?" "I'll let you sleep permanently." The middle-aged man lost all control, grabbing my headrest and rattling it like a tambourine. Only then did crew members hurry over. Half the cabin had already hoisted phones, ready to turn the scene into the next viral meltdown. A uniformed air marshal stepped between us while the lead attendant offered to bump me to first class as compensation. I looked at the beautiful stewardess who clearly assumed I'd jump at the upgrade, snorted, "Your crew roster is Flight Qishong, right? After this leg, don't bother coming in, you're all fired." Her smile froze into a tragicomic mask. "And by the way, however many first-class seats are left, I'm buying them. Move my luggage and the gentleman next to me personally. Now." The attendant stood frozen. The bully, newly calmed, couldn't resist another sneer. "Listen to her talk like she's some VIP. You're back here in economy just like the rest of us. Who do you think you are, firing people? Little girls watched too many dramas and fried her brain. If I'd known you were nuts I wouldn't have bothered. Am I right, folks?" No one answered. He shrank back into his seat, cheeks reddening. "Your airline was acquired by Sterling a few months ago, which means you've seen my face online." "Taylor, yes, Leo is my brother." Recognition finally flickered in the attendant's eyes, her lips trembled, but she couldn't meet my gaze. "Wesley, quit gawking. We're upgrading. On my way." Chapter 16. Setting foot on the limitless grassland again, my pulse slowed. Herds of cattle and sheep grazed in shifting silhouettes, the air tasted untamed, wind-scrubbed and free. I wasn't here for comfort, hence the economy ticket, and the mid-air episode had exploded across social media. Even Leo called to say the scandal had somehow boosted the company's popularity. I walked light, every bulky bag foisted on Wesley, who had insisted on tagging along. Inside the school gates the same open-faced children swarmed him, cheering as though he'd been coronated king of recess. Their fondness made me question his teaching credentials, but my protests drowned in their giggles. Days here run simple. Material scarcity funnels you straight into the riches of the spirit. Lying on dew-damp turf, a lamb might lick your cheek with its rough velvet tongue, cows watch you with dark, melancholy eyes that feel centuries old. I channel spring funds into wells, solar panels, power line sparks of modern life. At night the sky stays luminous, stars blinking like countless pairs advising me. "Wesley, do you think my mom's become one of those stars, watching?" "Of course. One day we'll turn into stars too and watch our kids." Before he finished my palm smacked the back of his head, reflex honed by years of ballet discipline. "I never said yes, quit putting words in my mouth. I'm just imagining." "Is imagination illegal?" Silence billowed, insect song became white noise. "Out here you feel microscopic, one human on an ocean of grass." As the chirps lulled me toward sleep, I heard, "Sophia, I'll always stay. You'll never be alone." Never. Chapter 17. On my 30th birthday the herders threw a feast bonfire, roasted mutton, wine, circle dances. I forgot my damaged foot and whirled into the fray, rhythm optional, joy mandatory. Songs rebounded beneath passing birds that paused as if RSVP'd. Somewhere in the revelry Wesley reappeared, the class prankster draped over his shoulders. "Sophia, you're beautiful when you dance." "Only when?" "News flash, I'm gorgeous every day." "But yes, still leagues ahead of you." His limbs flailed like wet noodles. I extended a hand. "Dance with me?" His eyes lit, I could almost see a tail wagging. The boy slid down, pulled a shame face, and sprinted off yelling, "Wesley's blushing." My palm rested on his shoulder, his hand tentative at my waist. Up close his face glowed crimson. "Relax, follow me, small steps." He stared, transfixed, feet oblivious, and within moments my arches throbbed under his weight. "Eyes on your shoes, not mine, hello?" "Uh-huh." Back in school he'd been the teacher's star pupil, now he resembled a block of wood, forever offbeat. I began to suspect sabotage until his features nodded in genuine remorse, as if each misstep hurt him more than me. I burst out laughing. Again from the top. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, please like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next time.